Hello, everyone. Welcome again to Keep Kicking the Martial Arts Podcast, where I have martial arts conversations with my martial arts friends, both new and old. Today, I sit down with Paul McVey, who is a new to me martial arts friend, and we discuss martial arts and how he uses it for charity to help people that can't help themselves, to raise money for various charities and for awareness. It was an amazing conversation with Paul. It was motivating. Um, I do a lot of my martial arts work is pro bono and to help disenfranchised individuals, and it is good to have those type of conversations. I appreciate them. I appreciate this podcast for the opportunity to talk to people all over the world. Paul being one instance, he's on the opposite end, practically. Housekeeping. I've ordered a shillelagh to start Irish stick fighting with Bernie. I'm going to be a student of Bernie, at least for a time period. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you all posted on that. That is the next step of my martial journey. I am still getting together on the idea of the group podcast sessions. When they happen, they will not be on a Thursday release. They will be a Monday or a Tuesday. So we will actually begin having multiple episodes come out, not every week, but some weeks. Some other things are in the works, but we're not ready to say those just yet. My heart is full and my mind is open, and I am pleased for both of those realities. Thank you all very much. The beginning of the world may be regarded as the mother of the world. To apprehend the mother, know the offspring. To know the offspring is to remain close to the mother and free from harm throughout life. Lock the passages, close the doors. In the end, life is idle. Open the passages, increase undertakings. In the end, life is hopeless. To perceive the small is called insight. To remain yielding is called strength. If, in using one's brightness, one returns to insight, life will be free of misfortune. This is called learning the absolute. Keep kicking.
Keep kicking, never quitting. Focus sharp like a blade that's hitting. From white belt dreams to the master flow, Paul Coffey's got the mic, now the stories grow. Technique entails discipline and fire. Each guest brings truth to inspire. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Old school, new school, all styles blend. From the mat to the mic, where the arts ascend. Philosophy deep, but the vibe stays tight. Martial minds meeting in the podcast light. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Keep kicking. Keep kicking. Paul Coffey leads and the journey begins. Paul Coffey leads and the journey begins. Technique entails discipline and fire. Each guest brings truth to inspire. Keep kicking, step into your power. Keep kicking, moment to the hour. Every strike, every fall, every rise. It's a journey through a warrior's eyes. Keep kicking, keep kicking. Paul Coffey leads and the journey begins. Paul Coffey leads and the journey begins.
Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to Keep Kicking, the martial arts podcast, where I have martial arts conversations with my martial arts friends. And today I am joined by another Paul. Paul, take it away.
Hi, Paul. Good to talk to you.
Yeah.
My name's Paul McVey. I'm coming up, I'm 63 years old. I come from a little town in Scotland called Kilmarnock. My martial arts journey started almost 53 years ago when
Ooh.
my father took me for my first lesson on my 10th birthday to his karate instructor. And I just fell in love with it. Thankfully, I have been blessed. It has given me so many opportunities and taken me all around the world. I've had the opportunity to meet and train with so many wonderful people. But this is something a little bit new for me. I've never been one for, I don't know what you'd call it, looking at the limelight sort of thing.
Right, right.
I've been, as I say, blessed over the year. I won quite a few academic as well as martial arts awards, and it's taken me all over the world, Paul.
Wonderful.
And I still love it.
Absolutely. So what's the first style that you started in?
It was Shitaru Karate.
Okay.
My first instructor, Sensei John Kerr, was an amazing old man. He brought karate to the area that I'm from, which is called
Hmm.
Ayrshire, and from him came so many other fantastic martial artists, people that I respect so much,
Hmm.
and I fell in love with it. Unfortunately, my first sensei passed away in '87.
Hmm.
When I was 16, I went straight into the military.
Okay.
Served quite a few years in the military. Uh,
Hmm.
Before coming out, then sort of travelled about a bit.
Hmm.
And then when Sensei John Kerr passed away, I moved to London, um, became a London firefighter, which I thoroughly enjoyed.
Hmm.
And it was an interesting career, if you like.
Yeah.
Um, at the same time, I I got a phone call late one night from a television programme that was here in the UK called Channel 4's Big Breakfast. And at first I thought it was a bit of a wind up.
Hmm.
That must have been about 10 o'clock at night, asking me if I could go to the studio in the morning and do a little demonstration, breaking things. At first, as I say, I thought this was a bit of a joke.
Hmm.
I managed to get the phone number and I called them back. And as soon as they answered, they went, "Yeah, Channel 4's Big Breakfast production office, and I went, oh, I was just checking that I had the correct address. So I appeared in the next morning, broke some roof tiles, and I thought that was it. I then got a message from Warner Brothers in the UK, and I was asked if I would like to join a tour which was going round all their multi-screen cinemas that summer,
Whoa.
giving a little talk to the kids about fire safety, take my firefighting gear off, have my martial arts stuff underneath it,
Oh, but that was
and
warm.
yeah, it was a bit. And over the, I think it was a 6 week period, we performed to 20,000 children.
Wonderful.
So that was the start of it, and then through that, Warner Brothers started to find out a little bit about my military background, and I was asked if I would be interested in doing some close protection work for them, which I went, yeah, I'm up for that. So I started doing a lot of work for Warner Brothers, to all their big film premieres and things like that, looking after the film stars and pop stars. And over the years, I think I've looked after just about every major film star, pop star, foreign diplomats, members of the royal family. I even worked with your Secret Service, looking after George Bush Sr. when he was over
Okay.
here. So I did all that. I had my own specialist security company. I had my own martial arts clubs. So for probably about 12 years, I worked a minimum of 100 hours a week, till eventually I was sort of burnt out.
Right.
Re- Resigned from the fire brigade, resigned from Warner Brothers, closed my company, closed my dojos, and I moved to Sri Lanka,
Oh,
uh, and lived in Sri Lanka teaching English and martial arts to the poor for about 2 years. I have an adopted Sri Lankan son, daughter-in-law, two beautiful Sri Lankan grandchildren, and about 3,000 students over there. Um, and I've been given presidential awards for humanitarian services. Over the past 35 years, about that, I've managed to raise about £750,000 for various charities, normally to my detriment, doing stupid stunts like breaking 3-inch concrete blocks over my head and
hmm,
having metal spears pushed into my throat, chest, and back, and that sort of stuff,
yep.
which I can no longer, I'm not allowed to do anymore, simply because I actually found out about 15 years ago I was actually born disabled.
Oh,
I have a
okay.
form of spina bifida.
Okay.
Um, I also have complex PTSD from the military and the fire brigade. And
Hmm.
then 5 years ago, I broke my back. But I still teach, I still train. I've got lots of metal work in my spine, but you know.
Mm.
So, yeah, and as I say, this year's been a bit crazy for me. Um, Getting all these accolades and awards, and it's normally not me. Um, I keep telling everybody, I'm just a wee guy from Kilmarnock,
Right.
and all I want to do is help people,
Hmm.
teach as much as I can. Um, while I was in sort of before I retired and I was a firefighter and all that sort of stuff, I always tried to teach for free. Wherever I
Right.
went, I
Hmm.
always taught students, seminars, everything I taught free.
Hmm.
Now I'm retired. I still try and do it as much as I can,
Right.
but martial arts has been my life.
Absolutely. And it sounds like it's helped you a lot with your career outside of martial arts.
Most definitely,
Yeah.
most definitely. The people that I've had a chance to meet over the years,
Hmm.
the countries that I've been able to go to, Nepal,
Hmm.
that was amazing. Uh, I try and go back to Sri Lanka as often as I can. I was actually meant to be immigrating there a couple of years ago till my father was diagnosed with vascular dementia.
Mm.
So
Sorry to hear that.
both parents are 84. So being the eldest son, I want to try and help them as much as I can. So
Hmm.
that's been sort of put on the back burner just now. But hopefully one day.
Right. So, so you're back home where you're from now with your parents, is
Yes,
that
I am. Uh,
okay?
After a couple of years in Sri Lanka,
Hmm.
I came back in the October just before that massive tsunami hit.
Hmm.
Um, Went back to college, university, got degrees, um, and worked with kids in care with behavioural problems, and did that right up till I retired.
Hmm.
After the tsunami hit, lost a few friends over in Sri Lanka.
Hmm.
So I did more crazy stunts to raise money. Uh, Went back over, rebuilt 4 homes, helped a young girl get married by providing her dowry, uh, food and sports equipment for a home for children with Down syndrome. And then I found this little orphanage with 25 kids in it that were sleeping on cardboard and old bits of foam and relying on the local factory canteen leftovers for food. So I had my son go and hire a lorry and we filled it with beds, mattresses, washing machines, sports equipment, food. And we went back to the orphanage and it was a bit out of the way. So it was a sort of dirt track to get to the orphanage from the main road.
Hmm.
So I was walking in front of the lorry with a 50 kilo sack of rice on each shoulder. I was a lot fitter and stronger back then. And these little children were all running about going, "Oh, mordia local sudda." And I said to my son, "What are they saying?" And he said, they're saying crazy big white man. And I went, "Yep, that'll do me." So, um, Sudha in Sri Lanka means white man.
Hmm.
Um, so my grandchildren call me Sudasiya, white granddad. Oh,
That's precious.
yeah, I have two beautiful granddaughters in
Hmm.
England that I hopefully I'll be seeing them next month. Um, and then hopefully maybe towards the end of the year I'll get back to Sri Lanka. So yeah, I try and keep myself as busy as I can.
I understand that. I have a very similar penchant for doing things like outside of this podcast, outside of martial arts. I also I've ran a couple of production companies. I did a documentary. I
Cool.
currently do some animation work. So, like, I understand the same thing that you say about keeping yourself busy. I just don't like to sit still. Is the
No,
problem.
no, it's
Um,
not in my nature.
right. I wanted to ask you why you choose to give back as much as you do. Do you think martial arts plays a component in you wanting to give back?
I would say I've watched people suffer.
Hmm.
When I was in the military, I saw it in quite a few countries.
Hmm.
I watched losing friends and colleagues during the Falklands War conflict.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and I've seen people that have nothing. I've watched them have literally nothing.
Hmm.
When I first came out of the military, I got a little golden handshake, and I was riding motorbikes at the time,
Hmm.
and I went to a place called Newcastle, which is in England, and I had all these friends till the money was gone.
Oh.
So then I basically looked forward to a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday night when people would come out the nightclubs,
Hmm.
go to the fast food joints, and I lived on the streets, you know. So when people say to me, I'm starving, unless you take food out of a trash can, see, I'm trying to say it in Americanized way, a trash
Right.
can.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Um, so I've been on that end of it, having had
Hmm.
nothing.
Hmm.
Thankfully, my grandmother paid for my train fare to come back to Scotland. So, I've been there when I've seen people with nothing, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Watching them, especially the children in Sri Lanka, broke my heart. One of the things that we did one year, as I said, the little orphanage was connected to the main road by a dirt track. During the dry season, not a problem. During the rainy season, it was basically isolated during that, it just turned to mud.
Yeah.
So one year, myself and my son and a whole load of our students built a road half a mile long in 2 weeks. I just, I don't like to see people go without. I don't like to see people suffer.
Hmm.
Um, During the pandemic, my son was relaying how difficult it was for the people in Sri Lanka.
Hmm.
Basically, they were dying in the streets. They actually ran out of body bags, so they were wrapping the
Oh
bodies
my
in cling
God.
film. Uh,
Oh.
so myself and I've got a fantastic grandmaster, Richard Hopkins. We were trying to raise money for them. So one
Hmm.
night I stood and took 5,000 punches to the stomach. I told you I was a little bit nuts. Um, but we raised
That's a
about
lot
five.
nuts.
Yeah, we
Why
raised about five.
5,000? Where'd you get the number 5,000?
I just this number came. Do you know what? I'm just going to stand here and try and take 5,000 punches to the stomach. Um, I was in a lot of pain after it for the next week or so.
Yeah. Bruised?
Um, but we managed to raise, I think it was because our target was for about £5,000. So I thought, a pound a punch.
Yeah, okay.
But we managed to raise a lot of money, or 5,000, and that was to buy food and medicine and protective equipment for the people in Sri Lanka. And I think
Yeah.
we managed to feed, I think it was about 400 or 500 families, and buy protective equipment and medicine for 200 or 300 families. So for myself, it was worth it. You know,
Yeah.
that's always been my sort of motivation. It it's not about me.
Hmm.
For myself, martial arts has never been a business. It's not about money. I don't I don't own my own home. I live in a two-bedroom council flat. I don't
Hmm.
own my own car. I don't have my own nice dojo.
Hmm.
We rent community centres. Um, Even now, where I teach classes, it's in quite a deprived area of
Hmm.
Scotland. And I would rather students turn up and train than say to me, Paul, I can't afford to come and train.
Right.
You know, if I can provide them with a uniform or a pair of
Hmm.
gloves, or that's my motivation. Just to be able to see on somebody's face a great big smile.
And to feel you're making people that don't feel included, you're giving them the ability to feel included.
Yeah. Um,
Wonderful.
to, to me, there should be no barriers in martial arts.
Absolutely. I agree.
I have students that have got ADHD or autism.
Hmm.
I have a young lady who's been with me for about 2 years now. Um, she has severe learning difficulties, and every other instructor went, no, we can't teach her. Can't teach her.
Mm.
That young lady, 2 months ago, went to her first tournament. She's now a blue belt with me, and she won a bronze and a silver medal. And honestly, I've never been so proud in my life as to see the look on that young girl's face. You know,
Absolutely.
I don't really care about myself as long as I can help
Right.
others. You know,
Absolutely. And I assume I also ask everybody that teaches why they teach, but I assume we've already got to that.
I just, a
Is
few
it
years
a better
ago, I was,
question? A better question might be, is that what got you started teaching, or did something else get you started in teaching?
um, I think when I first got my black belt,
Hmm.
my sensei, John, said, look, see that black belt? Take it off and put on a white belt. Because now you're just starting to understand what martial arts is about.
Right.
And old, I call him Old John. Now, he suffered polio as a child.
Mm.
So one of his legs was 2.5 inches shorter than the other. And it was
Okay.
always the longer leg you had to look out for because that was going to come up a roundhouse kick. if we did 50 push ups, he had to do 52. You
Right.
know, he was always pushing himself. When I, as I say, when I came out of the military, went to Newcastle, lost everything, lived on the streets, and when I came back to Scotland, I was lost.
Hmm.
I had no direction, and my coping strategy was drink.
Mm.
And he saw me up the town one day. It was about 11 o'clock in the morning, and I was already drunk.
Hmm.
And he said to me, "Look, be at the class tonight, or I'm coming to get you." 7 o'clock that night, I was in a drunken stupor on my grandmother's couch, and he turned up, carried me, threw me in the back of his van, took me to the class, had some of the seniors pour coffee down my throat, throw me in a cold shower until the class was finished. Then everyone else left, and he locked the door. And then he beat the living daylights out of me till I
Hmm.
was in a corner weeping like a baby. He went, "Right, now I've broke you. Now I'm going to rebuild you." I wasn't allowed out I wasn't allowed out the club for 3 months. He brought my food, clothes. There was no punch bags or anything like that. It was
Hmm.
a whitewashed brick wall, and it was literally punch after punch after punch. Then he got me my first part-time job as a security officer in a local supermarket, and he just he gave my life purpose again, and it's something that I'll never forget. So I would say that's why I do what I do.
Absolutely.
The
Uh,
the grandmaster that I've got, Richard, about 15 years ago, I was suffering a little bit with the PTSD,
mhm.
and I said to him one day in a phone call, "Sir, I'm seriously thinking about just jacking it in." And he said to me, "You're a thief." And I went, "Whoa, whoa, that's something that I'm not." And he went, "You've got all that knowledge in your head, and you are depriving other people from it." And again, that was like that motivational speech that I needed. And I went, "Do you know,
Right.
yeah, you're right." So I just keep going, you
Hmm.
know. At some point, people have been asking me for about 25 years, I will write an autobiography.
Yeah.
Um, when I get round to it, when I've got enough free time. But I love doing what I do, Paul. You know,
I love the passion that you have, and I love how it comes out. It's it's great. It really is. And I thank you for giving back to the people, using martial arts and giving back to the community. Very similar to me. I don't teach for profit. It's all under a nonprofit. And, I teach out of rehab facilities and churches and community centers. And it's all about giving back to those who can't otherwise.
yeah,
Um, and I was fortunate enough that I've never been homeless, but I have been close at times, and I do come from a very troubled background. So like in that same regard, I feel and respect for your journey of just having to help those that are around you. And but like that's part of what martial arts is. Even if you just boil it down to just learning martial art, to students that are in a school together, we're just stones that are sharpening each other slowly, just rubbing together and sharpening each other slowly.
Yeah,
So you people like you, individuals like you that extend that out past the dojo walls, that's the real blessing. That's the real treat of this
it
journey
is.
that we're on as martial
Yeah,
artists.
for a few years, um, when I was a firefighter,
Hmm.
international bodyguard, and my own company and that, yeah, back then I had some money. But
Hmm.
do you know, I didn't appreciate what I had back then, Paul.
Hmm.
Now, when I don't, I'm a lot happier,
That's
you know.
wonderful.
And now I want to carry on, not only just teaching, I want to carry on learning.
Hmm.
Um, I'm lucky at the moment, I'm an 8th Dan in Hakaru Jiu Jitsu.
Yes.
I teach the Jiu Jitsu, which is it's traditional Japanese Jiu Jitsu,
Hmm.
uh, Toyamaru Kenjutsu,
Hmm.
and kickboxing. I, as I keep saying, I've been blessed.
Absolutely.
I've made and I've lost. I appreciate more when I've lost than when I gained.
Hmm.
And I've got a very good friend in Phoenix, Arizona,
Hmm.
who was like myself. He's ex Royal Navy, also a martial artist, and Ian came to America. I believe he was an American police officer.
Hmm.
Um, he's retired now, but Ian is a bit almost like a mentor to me. Um, he's been trying recently to drag me out of the Stone Age. Um, so I speak with him once or twice a week,
Hmm.
and I keep saying, hopefully one day I'm going to get over to America and see him. I've been in
Hmm.
America a couple of times, um, and yeah, at the moment, every time I save up to go to America or something like that, I'll say, yeah, but I could go to, I don't know, Nepal and go and teach people over there, or I could
Hmm.
buy my students some new uniforms, and
Right,
so
right.
it unfortunately that's the way it happens, you know. But you keep doing what you're doing
Hmm.
because martial arts needs your platform. It needs
I agree.
a voice and a face, a
Hmm.
young face, not an old dinosaur like myself.
Hey, I'm not I'm not a spring chicken, sir. I just turned 42. I started doing martial arts when I was 10 years old. I've been doing martial arts for 32 years.
Cool.
So you have a lot of time on my against me, but like in 20 years time, I sit where you sit, you know? So yeah, I've been doing martial arts for 32 years and I've been teaching for 27. I am a lifelong practitioner. The there was a couple fundamental reasons why I started this podcast. And one was I was sitting around one day thinking about all of the masters that I had been fortunate enough to learn from, or that I'd been fortunate enough to work alongside, that are no longer with us. And I was like, man, I really wish somebody would have sat down and had a conversation with them and talked to them sincerely, not just, hey, have you competed? What's your stats on win
Yeah.
versus loss? And like I don't the boisterous stuff we don't care about preserving.
No.
But I care about preserving people's why. Why did they do it? The passion that's behind it. So it was a hey, I wish somebody would have sat down and had conversations with these people that I loved so much, but they're no longer with us. So that was one thing. And then the other reason is the vast divide that exists online. If you right now, you got 50 years of experience, and if you took a video of yourself running through a form or teaching a technique and put it online, I bet there are people that would be like, that's bullshit. That'll never work because that's not how we do it in our school, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, get to a point where we have to stop this as a
Yeah.
society of martial artists, and we have to come together. We have to realize, look, Paul, I'm 6'5".
Really?
I am 6'5". I don't know how tall you are, but
I'm
I'm gonna
only
guess.
5'10".
There we go. So I'm gonna guess that you're a different height than me. Fundamentally, the way that I move in martial arts is different than the way you move. So if I
Yeah.
was to post a technique the way that I do it, teach it the way that I do it, there are going to be people that are like, that won't work. Well, it might not work for you at 5'10", but at 6'5", it does work for me. So we have to open it up and we have to have better conversations as martial artists. That was the other reason.
Definitely. I
So,
mean,
that's what I'm
I've
doing here,
been
Paul.
I've been talking with my father recently to find out about more about my grandparents and great grandparents and
Hmm.
things like that.
Hmm.
And it's so enjoyable learning about
Hmm.
my forefathers. I'm learning stuff now that I didn't know about.
Hmm.
Only, oh, 10 years ago, my father found out about some of the stuff that happened to myself in the military and the fire
Hmm.
brigade.
Hmm.
I've been shot, I've been stabbed 7 times. Oh, yeah. Um, my father didn't know a lot of this. He
Hmm.
knew some of the stuff that I did in the military, but he didn't know a lot.
Hmm.
And he was telling me about his father. His father served in World War Two,
Right.
and when they came home, they didn't talk. They
Hmm.
didn't talk about their experiences, what they had done. I'm getting to the stage in my life now where I want to talk.
Right.
I've just had all my old DVDs reformatted, doing some of the stupid stunts that I used to do, so that
Hmm.
I can put that out there and let people see.
Hmm.
I wanted to see just what the human body could endure. I'm
Hmm.
a strong believer in studying anatomy and physiology,
Yes.
and just how far I could push it. One of the stunts that I did to help a big military charity in the UK,
Hmm.
we did a fundraising night, and we got half a telegraph pole and attached handles to it. Then 8 of my students used it as a battering ram against my stomach. Um,
You just
when it
hate your
hit,
gut. You just hate your gut, right?
yeah, I do. When it hit, I was bounced about 8 foot into the background, but I was curious as to just what I could do. Um, and I've always been one, if somebody says to me, no, you can't do that, I want to see, can I?
Right.
You know, I walked one year for about 70 miles pulling a car, to raise money for a charity. Um,
Hmm.
I've done stunts on television and things like that over the years, but I just wanted to see what the human body could endure. And not, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, not the sort of Mickey Mouse, or not Mickey Mouse, not the made up stunts. I
Not the
think one of the
vagabond
inspirations,
stuffed.
yeah,
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
inspirations for me was watching for the first time the Shaolin monks.
Hmm.
And I watched some of the stuff that they did, and I thought, I wonder if I can do that.
Hmm.
So I tried,
Yeah.
and thankfully I'm still alive. Um,
Right.
Sometimes it's gone wrong, but yeah, and it was always to raise money for various charities.
Hmm.
Um, it wasn't for my own gratification.
Right.
If
Right.
I could sort of entertain people so that they would get their wallets out and
Hmm.
put money into the bucket so that I could buy children food,
Hmm.
then so be it.
Right.
But now the doctors and my wife, bless her, has said, no more, never again, you're not allowed. Um, and I've promised that I won't, sort of.
Yeah. 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 Until the right opportunity comes around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I've saw. I, again, I'm not wanting to sound like I'm on a soapbox. I've watched so-called grandmasters and things like that,
Hmm.
and I look at them and think, no, what you're telling people, I won't say it's wrong. It's it's theatrics. It's showmanship. I would rather tell people as it is
Hmm.
without, I think you call it the BS.
Hmm. Hmm. Well,
I,
I want to promote legitimate martial arts. I want to
yeah,
promote a martial arts master that's out there that's teaching, but not concerned about what's happening outside of the school. And what I mean, there are martial artists that teach people, and then those people go out into the world and they are not good representations of their school. And I don't like that.
no,
There are martial artists that teach and then they don't extend those lessons to outside
yeah,
the school walls. And I don't like that. And then also, I never understood if you have a school and it's thriving and it's supporting itself, and there's that one student in the community that can't take it, why are they not in the class? Like that
yeah,
doesn't make any sense to me either. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
aye,
But some of the theatrics exist so that people can sell themselves, and then they sell themselves so that their school can be successful because we all live in this like capitalist, we have to have money society. So
I know. And
it's killing everything.
I think because of the way I was always instilled with a good work ethic,
Hmm.
that especially the children that I teach, I try and instill that into them so that
Hmm.
they understand what I do. It's not about me making money, because I do everything, even now myself and my two assistants, we do everything free. It's all
Hmm.
voluntary. When my students are coming up time for a grading, before that grading, I need to know, how is their behaviour at home? Are they respectful of their parents?
Hmm.
Are they respectful at school? How's their behaviour at school? You know, are they keeping their bedroom tidy? Um, and if they're not, then I'll say to them, well, I'm afraid you can't grade,
Hmm.
because the grading is not just what you do in the dojo, it's about what you do in life.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I'm a bit of a dinosaur that way.
Well, no, that's okay. Because what I need is I need the new generations of dinosaurs to form so that
Yeah,
you
I,
know.
I must admit, it worries me when I see some of the youngsters nowadays carrying knives and guns, and
Yeah.
a lot of the younger ones, obviously I don't know what it's like in America. In the UK at the moment, we have a bit of a problem with children carrying knives. Um, just in the past few months, there's been instances of a 14 or a 15-year-old killing another
Hmm.
14 or 15-year old, and
Hmm.
it breaks my heart when I see that, and when I think, if they had the right guidance to understand that they don't need to do that, life's more precious.
Yeah.
They've got to appreciate that we only get one life, and it's a
Hmm.
short one.
Hmm.
So put as much into that life as you can.
Hmm.
Um, my family in Sri Lanka, they're all Buddhist, so it, I like the Buddhism, because it basically boils down to, if you do good, good comes to you. If you do
Yes.
bad, bad comes to you.
Hmm.
Um, I would love it if more kids would realise how precious life is,
Hmm.
but to
Well,
enjoy life.
the other thing about kids, I worked for about 2 years in the juvenile jail that is here where I'm from,
Right.
and as a guard helping and whatever. And in that time, in 2 years' time, I saw kids as young as 9 and as old as 17 before they aged out. When they were 18, they had to get moved. I saw probably 500 to 600 kids. In 2 years, one child stuck out to me as being legitimately a bad person. And all of the others were victim of their own circumstances, the environments. They didn't have the uh, nourishing, compassion, loving, kind environments. And that's what landed them there.
Yeah.
So part of that became part of my martial arts is extending the compassion and the love out for anybody that needed it, that wanted to grab it.
as
That's
martial artists, we are positive role models,
that's
hopefully.
right. That's
You
right.
know, if we can
Hopefully.
guide them, yeah, if we can guide children to be that beacon of hope in today's society, away from computer games and things like that. The children in the orphanage in Sri Lanka,
Hmm.
one of the first times my wife came over with me, she went and bought every child a tennis ball. And you would have thought they had won the lottery. It was
Mm.
what this ball's just for me. What for no really to keep for me. They had no computer games. They had no designer clothes, designer labels. You know,
Hmm.
they had nothing like that. But a tennis ball, that was gold to them. You know, they appreciated that.
Hmm.
And I look at the kids nowadays. I mean, some of these computer games, not that I've ever played them, but I wouldn't know. I'd be going, yeah, throw it out the window. Um,
Right.
they're violent,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's not. It's not the right guidance for kids,
Sure.
you know. And there's too many nasty, evil people that will prey on kids,
Yes.
you know. And I think that's one of the things that keeps me going. I want to keep kids safe,
Absolutely.
you know, and
Hmm.
adults. Um,
Yes. Yes.
but yeah, kids, they're the future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I ask of all of my guests, what do you think is one thing that is neglected from the average martial arts practitioner? It can be a technique, it can be a thought, it can be a concept.
That martial arts is not about violence. Martial arts is about peace, respect, discipline, and understanding. It's not about violence.
Love it. Have you ever heard the Roman war prayer?
I don't think I have,
It is sic peace et bellum,
right?
and it means if you want peace, prepare for
Prepare for
war.
war. Paul,
Yes.
I actually have it tattooed on my leg.
Well, there you
Barbell,
go.
I've actually got it. If you want peace, prepare for war.
Yes.
On the other leg, I have tattooed. It's a bit pathetic. It came from John Wick, the film.
I love it.
I have served. I will be of service.
Mm,
That, for me, is I've tried to serve my country. I've tried to serve my community. And if needed again, I will serve.
absolutely. There's a Zen saying, it is better to be a warrior in the middle of a garden than a gardener in the middle of a battlefield.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I like that one. I
Yeah.
do. Yeah.
So another question that I ask of all my guests is, what is one piece of advice that you could give to any practitioner that is listening?
Don't focus on the end product. Enjoy the journey.
Mm, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. People get too caught up on a belt, chase a belt. Well, actually, and that brings me, it was about 2012, 2013, somewhere around there. And I've told this to other people on my podcast before, but I took all my students, I brought them together and I said, I'm no longer teaching martial art. Now, the good news is you don't have to go someplace else. I'm still teaching, but I'm now teaching philosophy and motion. And so the reason that I made the switch is because if I teach martial art, I have a student that comes to me because they want to learn self-defense. And then they're there for a year, they feel like they can handle themselves, they're done. I got people that come to me because they want a black belt. After they get a black belt, then they're done. I got people that, want to get in shape. 6 months later, they're
Yeah,
in shape, they're done. And the idea is if I teach philosophy and motion, when your philosophy changes from wanting to learn to defend yourself to maybe want to get a black belt to maybe, you know, as it changes, so can the instruction change.
yeah. I like that.
So,
Philosophy
so
in motion.
yeah.
I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to be using that.
Nope,
Yeah, I like
absolutely
that.
take it.
Philosophy in motion.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, because also has more connotation. And I think the intention of changing was also if I lead that it's philosophy in motion, people understand that it's more than just fighting. It's more than just a punch and a kick, a couple of blocks. There's we're doing something fundamentally different.
I
I also teach philosophy within my classes. So at the beginning or at the end, we sit down, we have a reading and then a brief discussion, just so that people can get their minds into that mentality as well.
I sometimes they get so fixated on fighting,
Hmm.
and I keep trying to say to my students, do you know, martial arts, it's not about fighting. It's about a way of life. All the martial arts that I've studied over the years, it's always been Japanese.
Hmm.
And I've tried to follow the way of the samurai, the code of
Hmm.
Bushido.
Hmm.
I try and instill into them compassion,
Hmm.
feeling for other people's suffering. Um,
Absolutely.
it's not about trophies and medals, it's not about money, it's about being a good human being
Hmm.
and trying to take that through their whole life. Keep it in your heart and keep it up here.
Hmm.
Try and be a good person in the world. There's plenty of
Absolutely.
bad ones. So try and be a good person. Try and help people. I went on my 50th birthday, the Dalai Lama was coming to Scotland, and he's actually his best friend's Scottish. He collects tartan scarves.
Wow.
So
Okay.
my wife had arranged tickets to be able to go and see the Dalai Lama in a city called Dundee, which is about
Hmm.
2 hours away from us. So we were staying at a travel lodge,
Hmm.
and the night before we were in Dundee. We'd got there quite late at night, and I said, "Look, let's go to the local supermarket and we'll just grab some sandwiches or something like that."
Hmm.
The weather wasn't great, and as we were just about to go into the supermarket, there was a guy, obviously down in his luck, sitting outside in a t shirt, soaking wet and cold.
Mm.
We went into the supermarket and I said, look, let's get him some food. So we got what we were getting, we got some food for him, and we came out and I went, there you go, young man, you have that. Oh, thanks so much, thank you so much. We took maybe about a dozen steps and I stopped. And my wife went, I know what you're going to do. And I took off my jacket and I walked back to the guy and I went, there you go, mate. You need it more than I do. It'll at least keep you dry.
Mhm.
The guy was crying and so was I.
Mhm.
Went and saw the Dalai Lama the next day. What a fantastic man. I mean,
Absolutely.
so after it, walked back towards that supermarket and there was that young man with that coat on. That's the buzz that I get.
Yeah.
I don't need anything else.
Right.
Um, yeah, that, if you like, that's my adrenaline.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me doing what I do. Um,
Absolutely.
yeah,
It's wonderful. It's beautiful. So I try and keep these at about an hour. I'm loving this
cool.
conversation, but I wanted to. Is there anything else that you would like to say to anybody that's listening? Like, is there that you didn't get to say that you?
If you're going to take up martial arts,
Mhm.
remember it's a journey. And it's not a journey that you'll get to quickly. This takes time.
Mhm.
You will only get out of it what you put into it.
Mhm.
Don't be greedy about it. And always, always remember where you come from.
Mhm.
Some of my friends and other people in the martial arts world that know me always throw this back at me because it's something that I've always said to them. I'm just a wee guy from Kilmarnock, and if I can do it, so can you.
Mhm.
Never let anything be a barrier. Enjoy life. I think that's probably about the best that I can say, Paul.
No, absolutely. I got it. That's wonderful. That really is wonderful. Well, I want to thank you for having this conversation with me. I want to thank you for because you had this conversation with me, you're now part of my martial arts journey, and I greatly appreciate that.
It's an honour for me, Paul.
I
I've
cannot thank you
thoroughly
enough.
enjoyed our conversation.
It's,
Um, hopefully, I'll get a chance to come over to America one day and actually meet up. Come and do. We'll come. I'll come there and we'll do some training and
yeah, yeah. Well,
oh,
if if you make it over here to see your other friend, let me know, and maybe I can come meet up with you all wherever you are. You know?
aye, not a problem. Not a
Yeah.
problem. It'd be an honour, Paul.
No, the honor would be all mine. All mine. So, thank all my listeners for watching, enjoying. I hope you got something out of it, and keep kicking.
Thanks very much, Paul.
You're welcome. Hope you all enjoyed that one. Another good conversation in the books. I hope you all are enjoying this as much as I am. If you are a martial artist and would like to be on this podcast, if you are friends of a martial artist and you think that they would be good on this podcast, if you have questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, would like to call me a prick or an asshole, you can do all of these things by emailing me. keepkickingpod@gmail.com. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. I hope everyone finds time to train or practice or read the book. Do what you need to do to enrich yourself. If you are thinking of starting a podcast, start the podcast. Don't worry about viewers. Don't worry about where or how. Just do it. Write the book. Paint the painting. Make the short film. Do the thing. Start the Zoom class. Start the painting class where you wanted to learn. Whatever it is that you want to do it. There's no better time than right now. Love you all. Keep kicking.